I wanted to do a video on the document index, and the this document is basically a text or document, or I should say it's 32 different items that you can find written information about different things in the system. It is only a portion of what we've got, but it's some of the key things that are within the system. The other text information you will find under supporting documents. There are 4 supporting documents that are listed in different areas. And those 4 supporting documents are all the text information available in the system, and there's an index at the front of it. But the document index is basically this document right here, and like I say, there's 32 items on it. Number 1 is the system information. I'll go over, I'm not going to go over all of these, but I just want to briefly highlight a few of them. You will find this information in other places, and on some of the documents you will find, you can click on the line and it'll take you right to the document. That's that's not the case in the supporting documents. It's just a list, and then you just go to that area and you'll find the document. Excuse me, or the line item, I should say. Anyway, you got the number 2 is the 3-step formula. 3 is the 3 powers of the system. Number 4 is the 3 gap patterns. Those are the 3 patterns that we use for gaps in determining how we find a gap. And then there's just a number of different things as we go down. Number 11 is definitions for different things within the system. 12 is divergence and basically diff divergence or diff analysis. 13 is the 400 plus indicators. There's actually about I'm guessing probably closer to 600 right now, but I've just left this thing at 400. I don't know why, but because I subtract some and I add some, and it's just grown, and so it's larger than 400, but there's definitely a lot of indicators that you can use in the scanner or the radar screen to instantly work the system or make the system work for you. And by that, what I mean is when you start the system, you're going to need to build scans. And there's 8 master radar screen indicators built for the identical indicators, for the 7 short-term trend lines, for the 6 down touches and the other 6 up touches, also for the proximity location groups and the proximity shape patterns. There's one of those master patterns is divergence. I mean, it's just a powerful method to locate those things that are needed for gaps. And if you're not aware of it, the whole system is a price recognition system. I'll say a price recognition identification system, and we find strength in high cycles and low cycles, and the more evidence that you find, the greater the movement seems to be. Now, there are basically 3 types of movements. You can get a next day up, which is a 1-day green candle going up, and you can get an uptrend, and you can get a gap up. Now, what it amounts to is that to find gaps up, you have to go to the three indicators and follow those rules. And when you find a pattern, or when you find a stock with those three basic rules in it, it will gap up the next day. If it's a weak gap, it'll do an uptrend. And if it's a 1 day up, there's even less data, or less supporting evidence, I guess I might say. And so it just works its way down, or however you want to look at it, works its way up. And so the other thing I'll comment on, number 18, is the history. If you haven't had a chance to read the history, I encourage you to do that. It'll give you insight into how the system works and why it was developed the way it was, and it'll show you things on just the thinking of the system. And so I encourage you to look at that. There's obviously many things and many other things. 23 and 24 are the pattern types down and the pattern types up. There are 23 patterns in each of those groups, and when you have that pattern will go up. And when the other one, when you have that pattern will go down. So there's just a variety of things in the document index. It's all textual information. It's written information. But when you need to look at different things, like for example the rules, the master indicator and the pattern rules, that was number 27 on the list. That's also located in other places on the website. But the document index will give you a number of the important text files that are available within the DTVB system. And you can, of course, copy any of it excuse me, and have it available for you. Like one thing I didn't mention, number 10 was the radar screen colors, or the box color alerts. Those are the list of what each box color means within the master radar indicators. There's 8 master radar indicators built for the system. So that's it for the document index. Lots of information there. Use it as you need it.